my session here, right? How we are doing? My name is Motunrayo. Thank you, Xcel360. Thank you on your narrative for the invite. I'm happy to be here. Like I'm home, right? Thank you, respect for the invite. Yeah, amazing work you're doing. Yeah, so I would just be talking briefly on my unique experience in the industry. I had to get in touch with respected the photography industry you're talking about, or the media industry. Thank you, Lydia, and just everything. So I think my session is going to be amazing. It's going to be relatable, right? I don't know if everybody here, if we are all graduates of FUOYE. I'm not sure about that, but okay. Your unique experience, my unique experience. If you are still in school, right? So I don't know the kind of audience that we have here. If Respect can maybe say it in the chat so that I would know, the angle at which I'll be coming from. If I will need to bring everybody together or separate and all of that. My unique experience. I think everybody, we all have our own unique experience. We all have our own stories to tell. We all have, a different talent, different skills. Okay, graduates and undergraduates. All right, thank you. Different talent, different skills that God has given unto us. Now, the approach at which we push it forward, the approach at which we tell it what we want the world to see, right? So I would also be sharing my experiences, right? When I was in school, just like normal student, right? That was when I knew right there that I have passion for photography, but I never knew that it's going to be, this big, right? I remember then when I was in school that every day I was using, I think a Techno phone then, right? Before Redmi came out. I'll make sure that I take picture every day in school. And apart from taking pictures, I get to upload them on my Facebook. Then I have a Facebook account that I'm still running right now. But, apart from taking pictures of my friends, I also love people to take my own pictures too. I love being photographed. I love to photograph. I love being photographed. So every day my friends would call me, okay, Motun, come and take a picture, stuff like that. Then I also know how to, do a little bit of retouching using the Instagram edit, right? So I would always upload and just put a little captions so I was just uploading, right? Just to inspire people, not for the likes. As a matter of fact, the likes, the comments then doesn't even count. I just want to say it. I just want to do it. I just want to just put my pictures out there just to motivate people. I love motivating people. If you are following me on any of my social media handles, I love to motivate people, right? So fast forward to when I graduated, that left. Even when I served at Ibadan, you always see me. I just love to take pictures. That's what I'm saying, right? Till I had a conversation with a friend one day. That was 2020, 2021. And I was like, okay, so what skill, do I have that, that I have passion for? Photography never came to my mind. And I was thinking of, okay, let me go and learn how to do fashion designing or cake. Learning of cake then was was so rampant. Let me just follow the crowd. Then I had a conversation with a friend of mine. We graduated together from FUOYE. And he said, Mutu, hey, should we used to take our pictures then when we were in school? Have you considered photography? I was like, wow, photography. It was like they opened like something in my brain. I was like, how come I never thought about it, about photography? Now, for the fact that I have been doing something in relation to it, I would always put a good pictures of myself online, right? Even if, okay, am I still audible? Okay. I would always put a picture of myself online, very fine pictures, edit and all of that. So when I was appointed as a photographer to Mr. Governor, to continue with that momentum was not hard for me because, I already have what I was doing, like a name in the media space and all of that. Now, far beyond taking pictures, I know majority of us here, we are not photographers, but then far beyond taking pictures, there is something you would see when you come to my page, which is excellence. I, as a person, I, as an individual, I believe strongly that excellence can be achieved at any level. If you're in level 1, level 2, level 3, if you're an amateur, if you're excellence can be achieved at any level. If you're a content creator, right? Even though you are still a student and you want to push your stories out there, you want people to see what you want to say, what you want to tell the world. Even if you are using an ITEL, there are still ways that you would see it, that it will be so excellent enough and it will be so relatable. For the fact that you are at level 1, maybe the novice stage, right, doesn't mean that you need to let people know you are the poorest person in the world, right? I remember then, so before I started using an iPhone, that was years ago, right? I would always, I just wanted to like put clean pictures, beautiful pictures, but then I was not having an iPhone. I have church members that, in fact, there are content creators in my church that don't always have, even then, right, they do not also have access to gadget equipment, but we have church members, we have friends that you can collaborate with. Okay, after church member, you quickly want to do some content. After you're done with it, you send it to your phone, you edit, and then you post it online. Nobody would know that you borrowed the phone. What am I saying? Right? This is not fake it until you make it. There are some times that we need to be strategic about what we want to be, about what we want to do. Now, perception, of course, social media will either make you or mar you, right? So the perception that people would have about you, seeing your page, like talks a lot about you, even without you opening your mouth to say anything to them about who you are, right? There's some people that you will just go to their page on Instagram or Facebook and like you are wowed already. Oh, wow, this is amazing. This is, and all of that. You learn, you gain value and, gain value, knowledge. You're always drawn to their pages on Instagram or Facebook, on LinkedIn, and all of that. So it also depends on the perception, how you want to be perceived by your audience on social media. Don't forget, as I was saying earlier, your social media presence is very, very important. There's some of us that, oh yeah, we are not the social media type. We don't want people to know what we are doing and all of that, which is very good. Some of us just want to work at the background, which is very good, right? But then there are also some of us that we've been able to leverage on social media that, I don't know, I mean, I've been to some states here in Nigeria, just some once, some twice, and all of the times when I visit some new, states, some new places in Nigeria, people would always say, "Oh, Motu, I've seen you before. I know you. Are you the Motunrayo? Are you the, oh, amazing stuff you're doing. Oh, amazing stuff you're doing. Da da da. telling the stories of Mr. Governor. I love it. And, you know, now what's brought about this is I have never been in the state. I've never seen that person before, but maybe once or twice the person stumbled on my page and, oh, wow, right? So what am I saying? I said earlier, excellence can be achieved at any level, right? Regardless of the level that you find yourself in. You necessarily do not need to let people know that this is the first time you are doing, you are doing something. I was relating with my mentees last week, Sunday, and then I made a very profound statement, and I told them that people only want to associate with what works. If you are not working, like, people do not have business to do with. Okay, for example, let's say you have a friend that is maybe not a celebrity, and all of that, but a friend. Okay, let's say, for example, Respect is my, friend, close pal, and, I would always be excited to show, that Respect is my friend and all of that. But then there are still some of my friends too that are really struggling. They're not really doing anything for themselves. They're not even proud of themselves. Sorry, a call came in. Okay, am I still audible? So they are not even proud of themselves. They're not even proud of what I'm doing. So how will I be proud of them as a friend? So you have to put in the work, right? People only want to associate with work. If you are not working, like, work, let people know that this is your niche, this is your forte. When they are discussing about, maybe anything in the room, and it has to do with your niche, they don't have to think further that, oh, this person can handle this job, this person can do this thing. So you have to be excellent. Anything you are pushing out, for example, if you are a content creator, if you are a fashion designer, if you're a hairstylist, in any niche that you find yourself, make sure that you are very, very, like, you are an excellent person. You don't compromise excellence. You don't, right? That's one of the things I've been able to, during my own journey, that's helped me. There's no way I would push my work out as a photographer and other person pushing their own work as a photographer too, even for the fact that we are maybe documenting the same principle. People would always know, oh, this is not Motun's photographs, right? Because people know how I take my pictures, how I tell my own stories and all of that. Maybe there are sometimes I was not available to, go for an event with Mr. Governor. People do, Motun, those photographs, they are not yours, right? You were not there. And people would always, because I've been able to, like, tell my audience, they are my audience, and this is my story. This is me. I don't know if anybody's getting what I'm saying. Then there's also a place for hard work. There's a, one of my lecturers in school would always say that the difference between a normal student and the best student, in quotes, is the extra work that the best student is putting in it. We are all working. It's not everybody that came out with first class, right? Whereas some of us read, like, our lives depend on it. But eventually, some didn't come out with first class. Eventually, some came out with first class, right? But then the difference between someone that is, reading, there are some strategic reading. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. There's some strategic reading that you just know that, oh, there's no how this question will not come out. Okay, what am I saying? Like, hard work. We have to put in the hard work in our craft, in our business. People just need to see that this person is excellence. This person is putting in the work, right? Then another one I have here is collaboration. Now, what am I doing here? Being here on this platform is literally collaborating with On Your Narrative Xcel360, right? Because I have a relationship with Respect. We graduated from the same school. He could have just said, oh, okay, he wants to do it alone. He wants to talk to the audience alone, which is still very good, right? But we all have different perspectives to life, different approach to life. What I've learned over the years, right? You might not have, learned it in that way. The other guest speakers might not have learned it in that way. And that is why we are coming here together. I've organized some programs that I know me myself, I cannot do it alone. I need to bring in guest speakers on board to also come and address my audience. So there's also a place of collaboration, right? When people are reaching out to me to say, oh, come and talk to our audience, or we want to invite you to a school gathering about leadership and all of that, right? People already know, oh, this is my niche, this is my forte. They don't even need to come and speak to me or call me that, oh, Motu, okay, so what do you do? The materials I put online would tell you a whole lot about me, would tell you a whole lot about what I do, about my interests, about my values, about what I represent, right? So I put it to you, what do you put out there? If people just stumble on your page on social media, would they be excited that, oh, they know you, or they stumble on your page? Or is it just going to be like a waste of their time, right? There are some people that, please, when it's, I don't know, like 3 minutes towards the end of my session, just let me know, please. Right. Also, let me also make this point that, okay, I wrote here inspiration. I love to inspire people. I think I talked about that, right? You might just want to check up what I'm doing on social media. You don't need to follow me. Just check up and, to buttress my point. Now, there are some people that, even me myself, that I follow on social media, and they inspire me. The kind of inspiration that when you see their posts, you want to go back to your drawing board to re-strategize again on how to approach some goals that you've written down, right? And I feel those kind of people, you don't joke with them. There's some people that would put some stuffs, no matter how big or how great, how gigantic the idea that we have, right? We are not going to be the first person to execute such idea. Neither are we going to be the last. There's some people that have started the idea like way back 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 20 years ago. Photography, we have so many people that have started like 25, 30 years ago. Now, what I as a person, I get inspiration from them. I am the original. I am not copying what they are doing. But there's a way of getting inspiration from what people are doing in order to, make your own journey, what they've learned, how, they've learned how not to do it in a certain way, right? They've learned how to, okay, these are the lessons that they've learned, why they started their own, and they will give you reasons why you should not do it that way. So that I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So there's some mistakes they've made that you don't have to make. So that's what I'm saying. You get inspiration from people, right? Last week, I saw a post on my Facebook, and that post alone, like, bettered a new idea that I started, and it's working. Right? The post is not even in relation to the idea that it's bettered, right? It's not even in relation. But as soon as I saw that post, I saw the picture, I just knew instantly that I need to do this. I need to start this. Like, right now is the perfect time for me to just start this. I mean, I started it, like, boom, it just went far. So what am I saying? Like, the kind of people that you follow on social media also matters, because these people, indirectly, they have access to our heart. What we read, what do we consume on social media? So I know there are sometimes that social media will just bring, some unrelated posts to what we stand for, right? But the people that you intentionally follow on social media, like, it matters a lot. It does. How many more minutes do I have? So I will just quickly wrap up. Your unique experience. 2 minutes. Okay, let me just wrap up with this. That as an individual in life, nobody owes us anything, right? We ourselves will be the one to take responsibilities for all of our actions. So if you have an idea, maybe you're a student, you're still in school, you have an idea to start something, or you're out of school, you have an idea to start something, like, the best time to start is now. right? No, the best time to start was when the idea came. Now, the second best time to start the idea is now, if you have not started. You don't need to have everything all figured out. You don't need to have the money. When I started photography, I had a church member then that had a studio camera. I would always go to him, take my clients to his studio and all of that. I think I got a memory card that is sell 2,500 naira, maybe 6 months after I started photography. Like 6 months. That was right. So you don't need to have everything all figured out. I could have just said, oh, I don't have the camera. Like what some people would come to my DM to say, hey, Motun, I have passion for photography, but I don't have the camera. So I'm kind of thinking if I should opt into another skill and all of that. Even me, when I started, 6 months after, I was able to get a memory card, not even camera. Like camera gears are very, very expensive right now. So you don't need to have everything all figured out. If you have an idea to start maybe fashion design, there are ways that you want to, even though you don't have the machine, you don't have all of the equipment, like content creator, you don't have all of the lighting, the camera, like start, right? You don't need to have everything all figured out. So let me wrap up with this. Nobody owe you anything in life. Take actions for your responsibilities, right? There is no excuse for you not to start that idea. No excuse whatsoever. If all of the great men, great women, right, that we have in Africa and beyond, if they share you the stories of how they started, like your own present now is even far better than when they started then. If great people share their ideas with you. So now is the best to start that idea, even if you're a student, like core member, now is the best time for you to start it. God bless us in the name of Jesus. I've been able to convince us that we should own our narratives. Nobody's really going to, help us. Not help in that manner, but
Yeah, I think we just lost her. It was a network, but I think she was just about wrapping up, and I believe we understood what she was trying to say, and we now own our narrative. She told us to take action. We should, you know, uh, don't expect anything from anybody. We have to write our own narrative ourselves. Nobody's going to own our narrative for us. You have to own it yourself. And also, one of the things I took away is some collaboration. It's very important for us to build our connections. It is very, very important. If you have to know people that will know people, and all of that. But if you don't start building all this connection right now, when are you going to start? When will you be able to write your own narrative? So you have to, start looking out for opportunities. Don't Nobody is small. Yeah, nobody is small. Whoever you meet today might be the person that will recommend you tomorrow. And the recommendation goes a long way. It goes a long way. So I hope you all were enlightened by that. Um, Again, whatever you have in mind, like what Motu said, this is the best time to start. Don't wait for tomorrow. You have to start owning that narrative right now. Tomorrow might be too late. Tomorrow might delay your progress. So, um, it's always good to start right now. Don't feel like you're not capable right now, or you don't have the
Right.
ability to do it right now. No.
Right.
So you should take that bold step and start it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to add to that, I want profound statement that really resonates with me is people always want to associate with what works. Yeah, people don't really care about maybe you've been trying and you've not been getting results. But as soon as they see the result, everybody wants to associate with you. And that really resonates because I remember when I got here, I started my PhDs, people that would normally not reach out to me really reached out to me. And also another thing that profound I say is that no matter what you have that you are seeing that is too small, is small, nothing is too small to take that step. Yeah, that's what those two statements were really profound. And I hope as many as we have in the audience are rewriting their story already. And that was a good delivery. And moving on.